Hey folks, this is Mickey G. There's an old saying that goes, everything happens for a reason. Well, Rodney and I take a walk down memory lane, and some of the things that happened in our past, we can only say they happened for a reason.
Man, what is it with, I don't know about your Vine, but my Vine, everything on there is either African or Hispanic.
Oh, really?
Yeah, man. I mean, you see a sister with some melanin on them, got one of them big old booties walking down through there with half nothing on. But when you click the little headphone thing there where you can hear what it is, it's all either Spanish or African. And these African ones always got this creepy dude laughing in the background. I'm like,
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I've seen those.
yeah.
I've seen those. Because I was saying that seem like all the ones that I see, especially the African ones, seem like they're filming it in some kind of deserted town or something. These like,
Yeah, man.
I'm like, it ain't like in American videos. They at least go out and get them a hotel room, or they'll go out and rent some kind of nice little place to just do their filming. They're in these like almost like derelict buildings and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, man. I'm like, when did all this start happening?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've seen some of them too. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask you. You talk about the blues and stuff. You've heard that song, "Hole in the Wall."
Yeah.
Got my whiskey.
Yeah.
Mel Waiters.
Yeah, Mel Waiters. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Now you know who that is, right?
Oh, yeah. Marvelous
When-
Mel.
When we was in San Antonio.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I was just gonna ask you if because I was listening to his music, and at first I didn't know that. I didn't know that's who it was. And I said, there was a Marvelous Male, and I could swear his name was Waiters when we was in San Antonio. I didn't think nothing about it. I went out and looked at it. I said, "Oh man, that was Marvelous Male from San Antonio."
Oh, he put in his time, boy, because he was sure trying. Every time an act come through there, he'd be the opening act. People like, Mel, get off the stage.
Yeah.
He finally got him a recording contract. I got several of his CDs up here. He's pretty good, man, in that blues, man.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. He had like I said, Hole in the Wall, and got my whiskey. He had a few of them, that did real good.
Oh yeah,
But,
he got nice
yeah.
CDs, man. I used to listen to him all the time when I was in my blues thing. Yeah, because I was getting ready to call the wrong name because I was thinking about Willie Clayton, but that was
Right.
Mel Waiters. Yeah, Willie Clayton is another good one too. But that was Marvelous Mel. I found out that it was him. I think Pontu told me one time because when he died, he said, he's got some albums out or something. I was like, no, I ain't know that. I mean, I left Mel there when I left San Antonio.
Right.
But then I checked him out, man. So I went out probably got 3 or 4 CDs down there, 2 or 3 or 4, something like that.
Yeah. And that was something I meant to do when I was in San Antonio, because it's Alex's fiance gave Mary and said, you need to listen to this station while you're in town. And we turned it on there, and I was like, well, I don't know what they was playing when he was listening to it, but it ain't that ain't what I want to listen to. I said, matter of fact, let's see if we can get KAPE to pick up. I never did. I don't know if I guess it's still a station in San Antonio. I don't know.
Okay.
I never tried to see if I could pick it up on anything, but yeah, that's where old Mel Waiters was at KAPE.
Yes, indeed. Marvelous Mel.
We went out there on base, man. And I was surprised that, I know things aren't as strict as they were, a number of years ago, but I was thinking, I told Marion and the girl, I said, I don't know, they got so strict now, they want you to sign your life away to get on the base.
Oh, really?
Man, I drove up to the gate, showed him my ID card. He said, come on. I said, oh, okay. I thought I was going to have to go. You need to go to the visitor center. You
Right.
need to pass. No, man. They brought just looked at my ID card and said, "Come on." So we went out there and drove around the base and tried to, pinpoint where things were back in the day.
Well, that's hard to do, ain't it?
It is. It is. I mean, big Warhawk is still there. I mean, that was my point of reference. I said that okay, that's a Warhawk gym.
Right.
Now we go this way, that's where the chapel was that we got married. Well, that ain't there no more. So we go on up with the dorms we stayed in. That ain't there no more. So yeah, it ain't nowhere near the way it was when we were there.
Yeah, man. I know the last time we were down there, hell, I don't even remember when it was. It's been a few years, 8, 9 years ago. And I was like, man, this altogether is different. And the shop at wasn't there. I don't think it was there. It seemed like everything was new, something different because all the barracks were gone. I mean,
Yeah.
I didn't even know. It seemed like there was a street here, and all of that crap was gone. And I think we rode around to see where we used to live over there on base. But yeah, it was altogether different, man. It's like down here now. Hell, I've been here all these years, and this has changed so much. It ain't like I go out there all the time, man. I went to I went to find the base legal when I was researching my stuff there, man. Oh, and they got these acronyms. I'm like, what the hell is that? And then they said, oh, well, it's over there on this road. Like I should know that road, And I'm like, hell, that wasn't nothing back there back when I was coming through. It's way. I went straight down to headquarters. That's where everything used to be. Everything is altogether different, man. I was like, I guess that's one reason why I only come over here and go to the shop at and the BX, and I'm out of here, the commissary, and I'm out of here because I don't know where nothing is. The hospital is gone. It's just a vacant lot now. It's on the back end of the base, and all of that stuff, And like I say, the acronyms that they got now, those acronyms are foreign to me. Like, what is that now?
Yeah. Yeah. That's where it was when we were out there, and we went out on I'm trying to think if it was a Saturday or Sunday that we went out there, and we drove by the BX and commissary, and man, I'm like, where's all the people at? 'Cause, back in the day on Saturdays and Sunday, you couldn't hardly get in the BX or the commissary.
That's right. That's right.
Like I said, well, the people are saying more and more that with Walmart and Sam's and other places like that, you can do pretty well, especially when it comes to the BX and stuff. And I was surprised at how few people there.
Yeah, and people are moving out so far now they can find a shopping place. Well, as my as my illustrious wife said, what is Heb? When we first drove in, she came in. When I brought her back from us getting married, we came in, she goes, what is Heb? I said, that's H-E-B, Ross. It's a grocery store. Oh, I was just wondering. I see so many Hebs. I'm like, what is that?
Yeah, that same thing was guy. We came down there for a conference back when I was still on active duty. He said, "Yeah, man, I went over to Heb and got me some snacks, and I'm just gonna have some stuff in my room." I said, Glenn, those periods are there for a reason. It's H-E-B.
Exactly.
He said, "Yeah, I went over to Heb and got me some snacks. I'm gonna take back to the room."
Yeah, man. Shit, we went to a couple of places over there. Because, we don't get Mr. Pibb up here, so we love Mr. Pibb. And
right.
I think I bought about 8 cases. Would have bought more, but they didn't have any more, But there's one place here. It's some little restaurant. I can't even remember what it was. We ain't been there in a while, but they had Mr. Pibb and drank Mr. Pibb every time we go there. But evidently the food wasn't that great because we ain't been back too many times.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Oh, hey.
Yeah. I said, it seemed like that's the thing, because I said it's very ironic that you was telling me all about how he's changed, and then out of the blue, Smitty told me that too when he saw him. I said, "Damn, that's for somebody that at when we were all out there in the dorm running together, would seem like would be the last person you would
You
think
would think.
would act that way.
You would think.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna talk bad about the man's intellect, but I didn't see a whole lot of it. You know? So, cause they ran in the same circle.
I never really cared for him at all. It was just something about him that just sort of rubbed me the wrong way. I don't know what it was, but I just,
It's probably all that little sniggering that he used to do. He, he just had that aura about him that don't turn your back, cause he'll stab it.
Yeah, that was the thing. I just felt like he was a fake, and I just never had any kind of good vibes from him at all. So I would acknowledge him if he was around, but that was about it. But he had a fine ass sister though. But
I remember you telling me that one.
oh God, she was fine, boy. Oh, Span, me and he was over there in them damn projects on the east side with her and one of her friends. The guy ran out there to the car because the girl that was with us was supposedly his girlfriend. And I'm like, man, we need to go. No, man, they'll work it out. Work out my ass. We out here in the damn projects. We need to go. Yeah, we need to get out of here. She was nice. She was nice. But like I said, I never really cared for him at all.
Yeah. He wasn't on my list either. And then after he got to OTS, he even got worse.
Yeah, it seems like it. I mean, I don't know. I guess it's just some people that just changes them. I guess it just changes them.
Yeah. Start thinking they the thing, man.
Yeah.
Believe in the hype down there.
Because there was a couple dentists we had, black dentists that, this one that he was from Philly. We had to sort of tell him, you need to remember there's this separation between enlisted and, you're a doctor, you're an officer. It was the one that we would get, we'd always get our albums from secondhand. He had a big reel to reel. So we'd go out and buy albums. I remember when he bought that Slave album, that was their debut album. Everybody's like, Slave, I ain't never heard of them. Yeah, man, you need to listen to that. So he would record them on his reel to reel and just bring us and sell us the album for like $1. Sometimes he would just give them to us, but I've got some albums up there that he gave me this group called Sun Bear. I ain't never heard that group. I think they was a one album wonder kind of thing. But he would give us, he would want to run with us and stuff. And we said, you got to be careful about that. Cause you see some of these other stuck up ass doctors around here, they'll start saying something. Plus you're black,
Right, exactly.
But so it's funny how you got people like that who, and he wasn't the biggest military thing. They paid some of his schooling. He had to give him some time. That's the only reason he was in the Air Force. So well, he really didn't care. And he was going to get out after his tour was over anyway, which he did.
Yeah.
It's just sort of funny. You get some guys that like that. And then you get some like say was Ben one of the guys. And then all of a sudden they get this big head about them. It's just, I guess that's just the nature of people, I guess.
Right.
I guess that's what it is.
Shows their flaws, man.
Yeah. I guess it's just the nature of people.
Just like that brother that re-enlisted you and me. He was a cool brother, I remember talking to him one time and he was talking about how he had to tell him, I have a different relationship with these, basically tell them these are my people, kind of thing. And cause that's what they want you to do. They want you to divide, and it's already messed up the way minorities are treated in there anyway, but then they have them divided among themselves. I mean, I understand you got a protocol, but be smart enough to know that you ain't no better than nobody else. As a matter of fact, y'all were right there with us.
Yeah.
Consider us so lowly.
Yeah, they were right there. Yeah. Matter of fact, you say that, I was trying to make Smitty remember that brother. He was like the squadron commander, the re-enlisted. Yeah. He didn't remember. I said, cause you remember, didn't he have like a birthmark on his face? Yeah. I was telling him, I said, you don't remember? I said he was sort of a darker skinned brother. He had a birthmark on his face, but he was just a really nice. He said he couldn't remember. But
Yeah.
yeah, I was trying to make him remember. I said he re-enlisted Rodney and me together. And I said I got pictures at home with Rosalind there. And man said, yeah, I remember I was there for it
Yeah.
too.
Yeah,
And
because you sent it to me. I
yeah,
got it
yeah.
here, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he couldn't remember. He couldn't. He said, "Man, I just can't picture him." I said, "Well," I said, "I remember him well because he was such a nice guy, and that's why one reason we sort of got him to re-enlist him. Plus, he was black,
Yeah.
and everything. But
Mhm.
yeah, that who was the other guy? I think he got a commission too. I think did he work with y'all down in supply?
That ass kissing mother sucker.
Now was he enlisted
Yeah.
or
I
was he?
said,
Did he have a commission when he got there?
"No, you got commissioned in that group,
Okay,
when they
okay.
started coming around." He was such an ass kisser, man. We had, oh, hell, it's a cool little old sucker. He was a light colonel. That was our OIC.
Mhm.
And he was real cool and all that. Boy, you see, it's one of them things. Because when they came around first, and I guess they had to have a recommendation or something or whatnot. But boy, he was skinning and grinning with so much. Boy, you'd have thought he was uh uh Texas with the idiot we got in office right now, trying to do all the right things
Right.
and do all of this and want to be put up front and all of that kind of thing. Just like that time when I left, went home on leave and come back and they put him in at quarterback. And then I think we won something or we got close to winning or something. Anyway, they did something over there in our offices. They're talking about, yeah, and led our team to blah, 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 blah. But that's one of the, he's like, man, he was all right. I said, well, different strokes for different folks.
Yeah.
He was, well, I know he came up because I asked him, there was a running back for the 49ers or somebody in the league. I don't know if it was the Cardinals, it was a West Coast team, but I remember hearing that name. I said, I wonder if that's on. And I asked him, I said, you keep in touch? He said, nah, I did for a few years, but I hadn't heard from him. I said, I was just wondering if that was his son, because,
Mhm.
he would have been around that age to, where he could be his dad,
Yeah.
kind of thing. But yeah, oh Christ, I guess he got his commission and he could stop kissing ass so much.
Well, I guess he had to.
Yeah, he had
To
to.
go to OTS, he had to have a degree already.
Yeah, because we well, of course, that was back during the time when they would always tell us to come in, and then you could always go to OTS.
Right, right.
And I remember Martin saying that there had been complaints about not enough blacks getting into OTS, and that's why they came around and started asking everybody if they had their degree. Because I think I might have been one of the first ones he came and asked, because I think he was a biomed. I want to say, because he's always down there, and Biomets was always where we were.
Hmm.
But I used to see him all the time, All right, Chief, how you doing? And then, but yeah, he came around and started asking everybody. I might be wrong about him being a BMed, but I don't know why I want to say that's what he was. But yeah, he came, he walked right up to me. Rodney, you got your degree? I'm like, nope, I don't. And it would have been all right, but I think I'm happy with the way things worked out.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I'm the same way. I was able to get my degrees, and I applied for a commission at one time,
Uh-huh.
and they were saying, "Well, if you go and get your master's degree and everything," and I was like, "Well, I think one thing against me was my age." And I said, "I ain't gonna get no younger, so it ain't like if I go and try to get a master's degree, I'm gonna be younger when I finish that." I said, I'll stay where I'm at because I applied for the Medical Service Corps, which is sort of tough anyway, but they were taking a lot of enlisted people, prior enlisted.
Uh-huh.
And the word I got back after I met the board was that the new general is over the Medical Service Corps was he was saying that they had too many. Every time you look around, it was some in prior enlisted guy. There was a squadron commander or whoever. He's like, we need to cut back. We need to bring in these college degrees and
Right.
make them officers versus that. So I said that ain't gonna change either.
Right.
So I didn't. They said, well, you can always apply to go to OTS. And so I said, now hell no, they ain't sticking me in no missile silo. I said, I ain't gonna do it. 'Cause I know how that worked too. Missile silo out there in the middle of nowhere, or security police, officer kind of. I said, no, I don't want to do those jobs. But by then, I think I was a tech sergeant already. I'm
Uh-huh.
like, no, I'll just stay where I'll just stay enlisted and see how I do with that. I'm not gonna just to be an officer. I ain't gonna prostitute myself just to be an officer. I gave it that one shot, and I'm finished. So
Uh,
yeah, I mean, I was the same way. I think things turned out pretty well. I ain't complaining.
yep. Well, exactly. Yeah. As they say, I hate cliches, but everything happens for a reason. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. I said I went for it that one time. That's why we were in England. I was taking classes, sometime 4 nights a week and weekend seminars, getting them one college credit and all that kind of stuff. And, the girls were still babies at that time. So man was being there with them most of the time.
Yeah.
And, I went for it. And once I made that decision at one time, I said, I'm on try. I took the ASVAB, not the ASVAB, what's that test? That other one you take. I took that test and I had to go up to Lakenheath to take it. They didn't give it down at Bentwaters.
Hmm.
Took that test and all. And I said, no. I said, I've had too many long nights and spending my weekends just trying to catch up on sleep. And you got a family and trying to, be with your family and stuff, especially having twins. It's hard to
Right.
say, this is your night, kind of thing when you got twins. I said, no, I gave it a shot and I'm going to move on.
Yep. That's it, man. Just oftentimes I sit up and I think about a lot of those forks in the road. It's like I still have. I have had times where I've woken up in the middle of the night, man, just like, thank you, Lord. When we were sitting in there having us a few hooks and watching TV or whatnot, and Lynn took his little butt outside the gate, and there was cars on both sides of the road. If the car hadn't been paying attention, he walked out there, he could have been killed.
Yeah.
And I'm like, thank you, Lord, for looking out. There's just so many things that way that I'm thankful that they didn't turn out the other way.
Yeah, yeah. I think about those things too. I mean, as I've often said, there was plenty of times back in the day where I shouldn't have even been walking, more or less driving a car,
Yes, sir.
and didn't have a wreck and kill myself or somebody else.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I mean, and that's why I always remind myself, and when I talk to people that you want to come off as a person who did the right things and all that kind of stuff. You want to do that kind of stuff. I said, but shit, I said I look back and there were plenty of times that I wasn't doing the right thing, and
Oh,
it just so
exactly.
happened, I guess, the Lord was looking out for me because I said. It was there. There was many times. I'm not a perfect person, nowhere near it, because
Yeah,
I got the Lord looked out for me.
exactly. And I always preface it when I talk to somebody. I say, I ain't talking about what I heard. I'm talking about what I know.
That's right.
I've been there, done that. And I've lived to talk about it. So
Yeah.
I ain't trying to act like I ain't never, done nothing, because some people can get holier than thou
Hmm.
later than that. Don't fess up to what they've done. I ain't necessarily gonna fess it up, but I'm gonna let you know I ain't talking about nothing I heard.
Yeah.
I done
Yeah.
been there.
It's always good looking back at the past, and it's even better to know you're still living to talk about it. Well, we hope you enjoyed this edition. Join us next time for Old Fools Talking Old School. Until then, this is Mickey G. Peace.